بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه الحمد لله الأول بلا أول كان قبله والحمد لله الآخر بلا آخر يكون بعده الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا العبد المؤيد والرسول المسدد المحمود الأحمد حبيبنا وحبيب إله العالمين أبو القاسم المصطفى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. عباد الله اتقوا الله وكونوا مع الصادقين. قال الحكيم في كتاب الكريم بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولا تسعر خدك للناس ولا تمشي في الأرض مرحا إن الله لا يحب كل مختال فخور. صدق الله النبي الكريم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. We are thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has blessed us with the Jama'ah coming together with the Mu'mineen to be with each other and to talk about what's happening in every week in our ummah as a whole, in our community, as we look at it this way. And so we discuss the problem and the situation that we have in this Jama'ah. It is a parliament of the Muslims. It is actually the way that Islam will become spread as one nation and one ummah. That one ummah that we're talking about is ummatan wahida, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَنَا رَبُّكُمْ فَاتَّقُونَ وَأَنَا رَبُّكُمْ فَاعْبُدُونَ. Allah subhanahu telling us that we are one nation throughout the earth, from east to the west. وَلِلَّهِ الْمَشْرِقِ وَالْمَغْرِبِ. And then He calls it وَأَنَا رَبُّكُمْ. I am your coach, I am your teacher, I am the one that I'm giving you the guideline. فَاعْبُدُونَ. Come to my path. And of course the other ayah, وَأَنَا رَبُّكُمْ فَاتَّقُونَ, also is mentioned too. So have Allah with you. How is the word of فَاتَّقُونَ, taqwa? Again, it is the same thing as we have mentioned. خَوْفًا مِنَ الْجَلِيلِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, when there is a time for Jum'ah, come to Jum'ah. You can. Alhamdulillah, you can. وَالْعَمَلُ بِالتَّنزِيلِ. And for sure, act upon what Quran is telling us to do. Which inshallah ta'ala, as Allah says, وَإِذَا نُودِيَ لِلصَّلَاةِ مِنْ يَوْمِ الْجُمْعَةِ فَاسْعَوْا إِلَىٰ ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ وَذَرُوا الْبَيْعَ. You did. You forget about the bay, your businesses, you came to Salatul Jum'ah. ذَلِكُمْ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ. Accept it, and this is good for us, so we are doing. So, the Jum'ah, خوفا من الجليل, العمل بالتنزيل, inshallah you have done it. والرضا بالقليل. Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us what we have. And then, والاستعداد ليوم الرحيل. Be ready for the day that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to ask me, how did you take my words in the Holy Quran? And Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is going to say, on that time, not my family, my qawm, my people did not take this Quran mahjura. Ya Rabbi inna qawmi attakhadu hadha al-Quran mahjura. We will not be of those that when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is going to ask, how was your ummah? What did they do? He wouldn't say that they just did not read the Quran, nor understood the Quran, nor acted upon the Quran. No, we say we, inshallah ta'ala, read the Holy Quran, we understood the Holy Quran, and alhamdulillah, we are acting upon the Holy Quran as we live. Allah subhanahu is telling us in Surah Luqman, and this is the issues that it is talking to us, Surah number 31, the ayat of 15, 16, 17, 18. If you read it, it's issues with us. Luqman was not a prophet. The ahadith says, they said, Luqman, did you want to be a messenger of Allah? He says, no, I want to be a hakim. I want to be a wise people. And how do you become a wise people? As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, ittaqullah yu'allimkum Allah. Have taqwa within you. Allah will teach you. Don't say, I didn't go to school, I didn't go to college, I didn't take the political science and I don't know about politics. Yes, you do. Ittaqullah yu'allimkum Allah. Have the fear of Allah with you. Have taqwa of Allah with you. Allah will teach you. How is the taqwa? Ask Him. I live for you. I want you to tell me what is right, what is wrong. I don't want the others to tell me. And he will teach you. That is what, I'm not saying that this is a verse of Quran that it is telling us. Then, within the problem that we have, when Luqman Hakim is giving a very nice advice to his son, first he says, Ya bunayya, إنها إن تكن مثقال حبة من خردل فتكن في صخرة أو في السماوات أو في الأرض يأتي بها الله إن الله لطيف خبير. My son, my dear son, the way that it is talking about Ya bunayya is actually my dear son. If the way that he puts it, if there is the smallest of the mustard seed, whether it is in the rocks or in the heaven above, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. He is aware of that one. He will give you whatever that you do, good that you do. And then this good, this Allah see you, that you are here. He says, for sure I'm seeing you. How could you be, Allah forbid, not so aware that if I am created of you, and I created your eyes, therefore I have to see you. Does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hear me? How could I say no? If I say no, that means I'm rejecting me. That means I don't have an ear. That means Allah didn't create my ear. So He's not the best ear maker as a Sami' or knowledgeable or whatever that it is in my possession. Therefore we will say that no doubt Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees you as my brothers and sisters, that you came to the masjid. And then, with the same idea, as soon as he tells you, Ya bunayya, aqam as-salat, wa'amur bil-ma'ruf. My dear son, establish your salat. Establishing salat is not to just go ahead and, Allahu Akbar, I do this, I do that. No, establishing salat has many of the arkan before that. That you have to be the one, that first of all, you're clean, you're tahir. Your place is not your place, is a place that it is allowed to pray on that one. Do whatever that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to do. Then you say, Allahu Akbar. Allah is greater than anything else that I have. As soon as you say that one, you have disconnected yourself from anything else, and you have totally connected yourself to the command of Allah. Ilahi habli, kamal al-inbata'i ilayh. Ya Allah, make me to be in totality disconnected to everything and connected to you. And that is where Allahu Akbar comes. Aqim as-salat. Wa'amur bil-ma'ruf. And establish ma'ruf. What is ma'ruf? What is right? The Holy Quran is our ma'ruf. What is munkar? Anything against the Quran is munkar. Rejection of that. Al-Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, I am leaving with you these two valuables. The Quran, which is a law book for the whole human race, wherever that we are. And the second one of that one is that when you say Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. So I'm leaving you with these two valuables, Holy Quran and ala Muhammad. And tamassaktum bihima lan tadillu min ba'di abada. You stick with it, you will never become misguided after the end. So when Quran says ma'aruf of yours is come to Salatul Jum'ah, when Quran says that وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ, do not die except you are Muslims, and this is it. You may say that yes, I follow a path. A path is fine. Madhab is fine, but we are Muslim. Do not separate the madhab to Deen. I have mentioned it before, with your permission. Your Deen to Allah was that I will come to masjid to Salatul Jumu'ah. That was your Deen. The path of paying your Deen is your Deen. Coming from your home to here, from your business to here, from wherever that you are to here, that was your Deen, the Deen, the path to come to pay your debt. And this is where you are. Each path of yours that you came to masjid are different from each other. Your madahib are different from each other. But your goal is here, and you are here. And now, kuffar, that they see us united 100% under the banner of La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, then what do? They plan and plot. They create varieties of the issues. Forgive me, I have to go ahead and open up the parenthesis here. If you recall it, Daesh or ISIS used to be what? The battle of Shia Sunni. If you recall it, that's what it was at the beginning. They started with that one. Then it became what? Now it is the battle of Islam and Kufr. It's no longer Shia Sunni. Why is it? Because they are not really caring about the Sunnis. They are destroying everything. As I was telling to my dear brother before, was Yunus alayhi salam, the Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, was he a Shia Sunni? It was way before. Why do you destroy the shrine of the Yunus alayhi salam in Musa? That was a beautiful building. A very high quality stone that it was worked and made. Therefore, the concept became finally not the Shia Sunnis anymore, but Islam and Kufr. To an extent that these people, when they are wounded, where are they being treated? Tel Aviv. Who is shaking hands with them? The terrorist groups of the state-sponsored terrorism of Zionists. You have seen it in the media, you have seen it everywhere. Therefore, the concept is they have to go ahead and create division among us. One hand and one kind. Stay away from that one kind. Stay away from those things. Stick together. وَلَا تَمُوتَنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. Do not die except you are Muslims. You are sticking to Islam. And that is it. Islam is Holy Quran, as you say always in your salat, Muhammad wa al Muhammad. Stick with that Quran. You will never go against the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَاصْبِرْ عَلَى مَا أَصَابَكَ. وَاصْبِرْ. Be patient. Be persevere on whatever that it happens to you. Sometimes, many things that it happens to us, and unfortunately, when we see, we say it's because of our disunity. This is a common thing that it has been mentioned among the Muslims. The Muslims are not united. No, that's not true. The Muslims are well united. When the kuffar come amongst us, then they make us disunited. Muslims are united on many things, on everything almost. On their salat al-Jum'ah, on daily salat that you are making, on Sawm that you are making, on Hajj that you are doing, on 5 pillars of Islam that you are doing. All of us are having the same thing. And the most important part of it is that we have one Holy Quran amongst us, that it is a huge common between all of us. One law from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from A'la al-Liyin, it came down, ثُمَّ دَنَا فَتَدَلَّى. Then it came down to this part of the earth and gave it to us. That Holy Quran, even though a few years ago, or maybe about a good 10 years ago, they all believed that they all spread these rumors all over the earth that the Quran of the Shi'is are different from the Quran of Sunnis. I, this humble brother of yours, witnessed in one part of this earth that they came and they swear that you do, and they brought the Sahifa Sajjadiyya and Mr. the whole Quran. So, what can we do? They plot those that they hate. They are hateful to your unities that you are sitting in here. They are hateful to that one. What do? They spread rumors. And uneducated Muslims will fall into that trap. And alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed you in this masjid especially. You will not fall into the trap that they are making. Then be stabilized in the path that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَاسْبِرْ عَلَى مَا أَصَابَكَ. Be persevere and patient, whatever that it comes to you. Why? إِنَّ ذَلِكَ مِنْ أَزْمِ الْأُمُورِ. This is a path that you have to take. Do not be dismayed if somebody comes and he says, you are kafir. It's fine. If that's what you say, I hope that I'm not. Ya Allah. If what he says, correct me. If he's wrong, correct him. We don't have to fight. We don't have to be against each other. Many of our brothers that they come here and they discuss about the same issues. What do? Fight each other? No, we can't. We have to respect each other. It says, okay, even though I differ from you, Ya Allah, help us. If he's right, correct me. If I'm right, correct him. Move together. Be with each other. Do not hate each other. This is This is a way that we have to stick with it. وَلَا تُسَعَّرْ خَدَّكَ لِلنَّاسِ. This is another problem that we have. When people are coming talking to us, you turn your face away from them. And then you don't want to go ahead and answer them. You belittle them. You think that you are better than them. وَلَا تَمْشِ فِي الْأَرْضِ مَرَحًا. Do not walk in the earth, but I'm better than you. The earth belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the same thing that He has given to each and every one of us, the earth that we are walking on it, the air that we are breathing, the sun and the moon and the whole heaven above that we are really sharing with, all of that is the blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And for all of us equally has been given to us. And then, and Allah does not like those people that they are really arrogant and they have the things that they think they are better than other people. Then, وَقْصُدْ فِي الْمَشْيِةِ. The way that you do, be equal, be kind with the way that you are walking. وَغَضَبْ مِنْ صَوْتِكَ. Gaze down your words. Shouting to each other is not the way that we are supposed to do. Do not shout to each other. Do not disrespect each other. Why? إِنَّ أَنْكَرَ الْأَصْوَاتِ. What is it? The worst noise that you probably can hear is the sound of the donkey, the way that he hollers. You don't like to listen to that one, do you? Why do you want to go and do the same sound to that? Then at this time, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says the problem that we have in our life is the problem and the difficulties that we see, and it is created by shaitan among us. Shaitan of my nafs is telling me what to do, and I fall. And I fall into that trap of that. Which is what? How beautiful Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says it. Al-mawasilu fi dunya maqtu'an. The one that is sticking to this dunya, because this dunya is what? Everybody knows. This dunya is a bridge to cross. We weren't here. We come to this bridge, we cross this bridge to go to the life of hereafter. This dunya is a bridge. We stick on top of the bridge and we build the house on top of the bridge and we say, oh, I didn't come from anywhere else and I don't go nowhere else. And that's the area, maqtu. It's cut off. Why is it cut off? Because we all know it. Every time that we go to the cemetery and we will see somebody is buried over there, we know we are online, but we reject it. No, we have to accept it that this dunya is a beautiful place for what? To cross to the other side. Do not destroy the bridge, nor to stick around the bridge all the time. Cross it to the other side. وَكَذَبَ مَنْ أَدَّعِيَ الْيَقِينَ بِالْبَاغِي فَهُوَ يُوَاصِلُ لِلْفَانِ. Is a liar, the one somebody says that I believe, you know, as I probably know the word of al-yaqeen is to accepting and working with it. The ilm is something that I know it. But ilm al-yaqeen is, I have the knowledge of there is a life of hereafter and I'm working for the life of hereafter. I have a knowledge that if I go outside after, for example, today 2 o'clock, the weather is still sunny and I will do that. Okay, if that is a way of yaqeen, you have that, and then you are sticking with the what is funny, with dunya, then you are not really telling the truth. And this is where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us the guidelines of Luqman, that be kind to each other, be with each other, work with each other. Why is it? We are a part of each other. Then it goes the issues of the tawheed, that you have to accept together one law. And that law comes from heaven above to all of us. And we, inshallah ta'ala, we will be establishing that Jami'a Tawheedi, which is the society based on the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the earth. And that law is a law that, inshallah, will bring us to total peace and justice on earth. And inshallah ta'ala, looking forward for changing each and every one of us to that path, so the whole earth will be changed to that way. We ask Allah subhanahu to help us and bless us to be what He wants us to be. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَالْأَسْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. With Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وإن أنتم يؤمنون بالإجابة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا وعلى عبد المؤيد والرسول المسدد المحمود الأحمد حبيبنا وحبيب العالمين أبو القاسم المصطفى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. عباد الله اتقوا الله وكونوا مع الصالحين. Alhamdulillah, what we are hearing, Alhamdulillah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, that there are a lot of masajids, and especially has been established, and there is more coming yet, and they are really the hearings that we have gone and we heard that there are many of the masajids that they are being opened around this area. This month that it passed was the 20th anniversary of this masjid. 20 years ago, as some of you probably have been here and you know it, we had to go ahead and wait for 5 people to come to make Salatul Jummah. And Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed us that after 20 years, with the school, 4 schools in here, many activities, Alhamdulillah, other, it is not enough, other massages are being built. And this is a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So based on that, there are others that they are really working in order to create not the united Muslims that have been united anyway, but to create a little bit of disputes and divisions. What are these problems? And I thought I share it with you as my dearest brothers and sisters, that today when you came here, there are 5 issues that Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam calls it upon us, and he said, watch out for these 5 things that it is with you. What it is called? Sukaratul Aql. Sukaratul Aql, the wisdom of me will be changed if I fall into the trap that they are making. If I fall into the issues that they want me to fall in. And inshallah, I will not fall into those things that they are telling me. What is it? First, Sakrul Mal. Actually, the intoxication of wealth. Sometimes when you have wealth, you think that because of my wealth, I am better than the others. My wealth makes me always stay on top of the others. إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَيَطْغَى أَنْ رَآهُ اسْتَغْنَى. As we read it in Surah Ala, Surah 96, ayat of the, actually 6 and 7, that the human has the ability to become rebellious when he sees that he's got money. I have the money, I'm better than you. I have the money, I can do this and that and that. This is one of the problems. As you probably know, the story is that sometime at the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there was a Tha'laba. Tha'laba was a man that he was very honest, very good man, and he used to come. He didn't have much, he didn't have any wealth. Tha'laba came to Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah, make dua for me so I become rich. And Rasulullah says, Tha'laba, it is good for you to be here. He says, make dua for me. He says, no, it's good for you to whatever that you have. Because ar-ridha bil-qaleel. Be happy with what you got. He says, no, I want to be rich. Tha'laba says, okay, Ya Rasulullah, he made dua, as you probably know. This is written in all the books. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam makes dua for Tha'laba. Don't say straight to go to Allah. We don't need anybody. Yes, we do. We need Rasulullah, we need Allah Muhammad to go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, Tha'laba says, I want to ask you to go ahead and make dua. So he did. He made dua. Tha'laba became rich on his sheep and goats and whatever that he had. So they went and asked Tha'laba, Tha'laba, you have to pay your zakah. And Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, you don't come to masjid, but you got a lot of this thing, you have to pay your zakah. Tha'laba says, no, I don't have to because I worked myself and I became rich. I don't give my zakah. So this is where that Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam called it that Tha'laba we become kafir because he became rich and the insan la yaqta and ra'a ustana. Tha'laba, who was the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he became kafir. Why? Because he became rich. So this is something that we have to find out. Sakrul Mal. The second issue is Sakrul Qudra, the intoxication of power. So then you become the head of something somehow you gain a much better position, whether it is by your work, whether it is by the way of community, whatever that they do. Suddenly, you say, I have the power. So I can do this, I can do that, I can go ahead and suddenly become better than the others. As Pharaoh says, Ana Rabbukum al-A'la. So he had the power, and he says, I am your Lord. Have you seen any other God beside me? So people say, no, from the time that we were born, we knew you are the God. So this is where it takes us, if there is, Allah forbid, sacral qudra. As you probably know, again, they think that they are powerful, but they are not. You probably have seen the issues that when United Nations says, I have my own tents in here to protect the children in Gaza. And when Israelis bomb them and destroy them, what do they say? They say, it's a law. It's not supposed to be the UN car, UN tent, UN buildings should not be destroyed. What do they say? We will do it. If it was not written as a law, now we write it as a law. This is what they call a sacral qudra. This is what they think, that they are intoxicant with the supposedly some tanks that they have, some weapons that they have. No. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's power is above all of your power. And if it is not the law, write it down. We are doing it now. The third one is sacral ilm. When somebody that is knowledgeable, intoxicant upon knowledge. Somebody writes a book, which we have it unfortunately. Book is good. Finally, because he found something that it was really powerful and good in that book, he claimed that I am the messenger. So he was down, unfortunately. We believe that Adam is like a tree that it bears fruit. The more fruit are in the branches of the tree, the more humble you come down. The alim will never say, I am more knowledgeable than you. Imam Ali alayhi salam, the way he puts it, he says, أحمق الناس من ظن أنه أعقل الناس. The dumbest people are the ones that they think that they are the most educated people among the people. أحمق الناس and ظن أنه أعقل الناس. The most dumbest people are the ones that they think that they are the most knowledgeable among others. Fine. The number 4 is sacral madh. Remember, somebody can go ahead and exalt himself by, he loves it when somebody says, man, you are so knowledgeable, you are so great, you are so this and that and that and that. If that comes to you, Ya Allah. If somebody says, Brother Nahidian, you said this good. I say, if it's good, it's from Allah. If it is bad, it's from me. And then, Ya Allah, don't make me, in the life of hereafter, to be what they're telling me. And I am not. Make me to be what they are telling me to be. So this is what we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that do not make yourself, because people are really, anytime, may Allah bless the scholars that we have in our today's time, he says, anytime that you notice somebody is really admiring your job, and you love it, have a little bit of thinking about yourself. Give it a second thought. What is it that I like? If it is good, it's from him. If it is bad, it is me. And the last one. My dear brothers and sisters, the young one that you come to this masjid, that there is more youth, alhamdulillah, Ya bunayya. This is sakr shabab. This is where intoxicant of the youth. When the young people, they have the power, they have the ability, they are really going to the mirror continuously looking at themselves. And that is the danger. Sakr shabab. The young people that they always say, I am, me, myself, better than the others. As soon as this happens, go back to Surah Luqman, which is Surah number 31, the ayat that we read for you, which is 15, 16, 17, 18, and read it and see what you're supposed to be. If that is what you are, then you are closer to what Allah wants you to be. Otherwise, the shape of us We had no choice whatsoever. That's the way I am. I didn't have any choice on my shape. If you look at yourself and you say, Ya Allah, you made me such a beautiful lady. That has nothing to do with you. Allah made you like that. Okay. What is the beauty of that lady? Is a beauty internally, not externally. Externally, I had no choice whatsoever the way that I am look like. Externally, Allah made me, whether I'm tall, short, dark skin, light skin, whatever that it is. That's the way I am. Allah made it. Alhamdulillah. The beauty, it comes from internally. The beauty comes from who I am choosing my friends. As the beautiful way Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, that يُعْرَفُ الْمَرْءُ بِجَلِيسِهِ لَا بِأُمِّهِ وَأَبِيهِ. Recognize you with who your friends are. When I look at you brothers and sisters in this masjid, and I see that the kuffar and munafiqin did not really affect you in the concept of Shia Sunni, did not affect you in the concept of divisions from nationalities, from varieties of the way that they want to go ahead, and it didn't happen to you. Alhamdulillah, that is your value. Because you did not fall into their trap. Divide and rule is the issues. Make them weaker. Let them fight each other. The same thing that is happening with Daesh or ISIS. Make them weak. Tell to the world that these Muslims are cutting the head of journalism. No, we don't. They are set up. It's not us. There is no one that I can see that they are a follower of such a criminal act in any part of the earth as a Muslims. These people have fallen into the trap. As we know, the Holy Quran has 3 surahs. Please remember. Mu'mineen, Allahumma arzuqna inshallah ta'ala, the believers, that's what you are. Kafarun is outside. They are not here. They don't care. They destroy the masjid. They throw paints and all of these things that alhamdulillah it had backfired. And for your information, the Kafir, whatever that they have done to our masjid, it was positive. What was it? May Allah be pleased with me how that was that advised me, this time you have to go ahead and expose it, and we did. And the amount of letters and the support and monetary fund that we received from the Christians, Muslim, everybody, it was much more than I thought. Alhamdulillah. So kuffar are 2 kinds. Those that they don't have anything to do with me. Those that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called لَيْسُوا سَبَاءٌ مِنْ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ أُمَّةً غَارِنَا. Some of the people of the book are good people. أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ, he calls it. Yes. And they were really, the letters that you read, sometimes, go ahead, I leave it here for you to go ahead and look at them, the way that they are talking about. And he says, my heart aches for you, brothers and sisters. We are a part of each other. They put it in their letters, attacking one, actually religious organization is attacking all of us. And so, as you, most of you that you have been here, and you, some of our dearest brothers, may Allah be pleased with you, you were here, you see that how the churches came, they wanted to help to clean up. How the homeless came to help out. How everybody came with their own, devices and whatever that may Allah be pleased with you that you see. So this is how they came in order to help us out, and they did. Therefore, those are the kuffar, that there are 2 groups of people. The 3rd group that Quran is calling is who? Munafiq, hypocrites. They come among us. They look like us. They pray with us. And they do everything with us. But they are plotting and schemes. And those are the ones that they call themselves Muslims. And then they do all the crime against Islam with the name of establishing Islamic Hukuma, with the name of Dawlatul Ittihad Iraq and Sham, or Daesh, or ISIS, whatever that you want to call it. Those are the same one that at the beginning it was nothing but they call it the Shia-Sunni war, but now it became the Kuffar and the Islam war. See? These are the same people that they destroyed the shrine of Yunus alayhi salam and many of the masajids that the people are making. Why they are destroying all of that? And they destroyed today, as an anniversary of the demise of Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, they destroyed the shrine of Imam Sadiq alayhi salam in Medina. And today, these are the same people that they want to tarnish the name of Islam. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the wisdom and understanding that they have nothing to do with us, and we are all followers of the Holy Quran and our Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam's teaching that it is neither one of these things that we are doing. Allahumma ansur al-Islam wal-Muslimin, wansur man nasar al-Deen, Allahumma ansur jaysh al-Muslimin wa-ashatir al-Muwahhidin, واغفر الكفار والمنافقين والمستكبرين والمشركين عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر قوموا إلى صلاتكم يرحمكم الله.
اللهم رب هذه الدعوة